Hi, Church of the Ascension. We're here today talking about the new identity statement, this re-articulation of who we are as a community. And I'm here with Mandy Jabbour, who is Senior Warden and a longtime member of the church. And Mandy, you have had a hand in, through vestry, through the steering team, in the creation, the articulation of this identity statement. So I would love to hear you chat a little bit about it and what resonates, what stands out to you. Take it away.
So Noelle and I's first Sunday visit at Ascension was actually Doug McGlynn's final Sunday. And we were newlyweds, we had just moved to Pittsburgh, and we loved the worship so much that we stayed. And so we worshiped at Ascension for 4 years. Jonathan Millard came a few months later. And then our work and our life took us elsewhere for 6 years. And then we transitioned back to Pittsburgh 12 years ago and have been at Ascension ever since. So we're grateful for the legacy of Ascension. And I think that it's important in the life of a parish to pause every once in a while and ask, who are we? And I think that the arrival of a new rector is a really natural time to have that happen. So I was really grateful to have the opportunity to go through this process with the parish and with the team.
With the statement in particular, is there anything there that you're like, oh, this really stands out to me, or this is something that feels especially us and who we are as a community?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that a parish survey was sent out in February as part of the process, and some of the top 4 words that came up again and again when Ascensionites were asked to describe the parish were welcoming, growing and vibrant, Anglican, and worship. And so I think that those 4 words are very much present in this identity statement. And so I feel like the identity statement doesn't necessarily describe anything new, it simply describes who we are. And I think that it brings a lot of clarity to us as we enter this new season.
For sure. As you think about the future, is there anything in the statement that you're like, oh yeah, I'm eager to see how that might be more fully fleshed out or more fully embodied in our life?
I really appreciate the phrase that talks about inviting every generation to encounter Jesus and participate in the life of God. Empowered by the Holy Spirit and rooted in the Anglican tradition. I feel like that just really encapsulates who we want to be as we move forward. And I think it just gives us a lot of clarity to kind of move into then developing a mission statement, which then really can kind of be a rubric to help us focus in on who the Lord is really calling us to be.
Yeah, and what he's calling us to do in the seasons ahead. Yeah, the every generation language has kind of emerged as like really important to people, the multi-generational nature of the church, and I mean the amazing history of the church, and then the ways that like there have been prayer in the past for specifically young children, and now there's so many young children, so many young families. And I know for me, coming from a younger church plant, where sometimes it felt like I was like the old guard there, it's just been so life-giving to be in this community that has people at all these different stages of life, and that is definitely something that I've like hoped to see us grow and increase in and further develop. Yeah, I mean, in the process, in the work of serving on the steering team in the vestry, as the vestry's talked about it, is there anything in the identity statement that you were like, oh yeah, that, or that emerged in the process that was like, oh, that was surprising, or that was particularly encouraging, or anything like that?
I think for me, the thing that was the most encouraging was the opportunity to pause and reflect and really articulate who we want to be and who the Lord is calling us to be in this season. I think that the process, was actually the most helpful part, and I think this identity statement will serve us really well in the years ahead.
That's awesome. Looking ahead, we want to encourage you as members of Church of the Ascension, part of our shared life, to keep an eye out for some videos that will be coming out in the coming weeks regarding the mission statement, the values that have been articulated. And we want to ask you to be praying around these statements and the language encapsulated in them. We want these to be more than just words. We want to actually have these statements inform our common life and our shared life and our sense of where the Lord is leading us. We want to embody these things more fully. So thanks so much to Mandy for being willing to be on this video with me. Keep an eye out for next week, the mission statement, and then the weeks to follow in the values. Thanks so much.